Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masanglamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 6.
Good evening and welcome to koolNews at 6. I'm Carlo. Let's get into the headlines. Lawmakers have rebuked Vice President Sara Duterte for apologizing to Kingdom of Jesus Christ members for asking them to vote for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in 2022, saying it is a clear attempt to deflect from the issue that KGC's leader, Abel Kibuloy, must submit to the law. In a joint statement on Sunday, members of the House of Representatives, so-called young guns, said Duterte should ensure that fugitive Kibuloy faces justice. Last August 24, 2,000 policemen entered the KGC compound in Buhagin District, Davao City, to serve arrest warrants against Kibuloy and other leaders of KGC. This is a clear attempt to deflect from the real issue at hand, which is Kibuloy's refusal to submit to the law. Instead of apologizing for political choices, the Vice President should be focusing on ensuring that her ally faces justice, said Assistant Majority Leader and Sabal's First District Representative J.K. Noon. It's disheartening to see Vice President Duterte try to shift the narrative by invoking her role in the last election. The reality is that this situation is about holding a fugitive accountable for his actions, not about who voted for whom in 2022, Assistant Majority Leader and Land Union First District Representative Apollo Ortiga V said. They also pointed out that the Philippine National Police was enforcing a court order, and attempts to paint this as harassment or abuse is misleading and irresponsible. The PNP was simply doing its job by enforcing a valid arrest warrant against Kibuloy and his cohorts, who are facing serious charges, Ortiga said. To call this an abuse of power is a gross mischaracterization of the situation. The police were acting within the bounds of the law, and any confrontation that ensued was the result of a resistance from within the compound, not police oversearch, he added. Ortega urged Duterte to back the PNP and uphold justice. Meanwhile, other members of the Young Guns backed former Senator Leila de Lima's advice to Vice President Duterte's father, former President Rodrigo Duterte. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, de Lima said, "What is illegal about enforcing valid warrants? And this came from you? Shameless. Why not have authorities?" We support Senator de Lima's pronouncement that ex-President Duterte should be helping authorities enforce the warrant of arrest against his ally, Abel Kibuloy. As a former president, he should be all for upholding the law at all times, no exceptions, Deputy Majority Leader Dude Red said in a statement. We hope the former president refrains from issuing statements that tend to sow confusion and divide the Filipino nation based on a very faulty line of reasoning. How can one argue against a legitimate operation of law enforcement agencies? He added. Assistant Majority Leader Jill Bogalon agreed, saying the former president should be the last to react to the operation against Kibuloy. We all know that the object of this arrest warrant is a close friend of the former president. Shouldn't he just conduct himself with propriety and stop talking about it? A 49-year-old woman was injured after she was run over by a vehicle driven by a Pakistani in Paranaque City last August 23, according to police. In a report on Sunday, the Southern Police District identified the victim as Loida and the driver as Salman, who was arrested and whose vehicle was flagged down by barangay officials along 16th to 18th Street. Based on the video circulating online and the police report, Loida was walking on the side of the road when Salman's vehicle from Wallace Street hit her. The victim plunged to the ground and then the vehicle continued to traverse the road towards the direction of the Moonwalk area. Police said Loida sustained body injuries and was brought by the barangay Don Bosco rescue team to the hospital. The driver and his vehicle are now under police custody for further investigation. Inquiry done sought the side of the PD regarding the condition of the victim and other details on the suspect, but has yet to reply as of posting time. Health authorities in northern Samar are monitoring a suspected case of monkeypox of 24-year-old man in Katarman town. According to seven advisories issued by the Provincial Health Office, PHO, and the Municipal Health Office of Katarman on Sunday, the patient has been experiencing symptoms of monkeypox, including a 2-week fever, body weakness, and vesicular rashes. We have one suspected monkeypox case, a 24-year-old man who has presented with fever, body weakness, and vesicular rashes over the past 2 weeks, the advisories read. Rest assured, our surveillance systems are fully operational, allowing us to closely monitor the situation and safeguard our community from potential health risks, they added. Dr. Marna Tirong Koso, Katarman Municipal Health Officer, said contact tracing and confirmatory tests are being conducted to determine if the patient has monkeypox. The patient has no travel history. He has been in isolation at the Northern Samar Provincial Hospital in Katarman since Saturday night, according to Ray Justia Hano, head of the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office. Chano also said the patient had recently contracted dengue fever, which shares some symptoms with monkeypox such as body malaise and high fever. Governor Edwin Ong Juan has urged the public to remain calm, emphasizing that confirmatory tests are ongoing and that monkeypox does not easily spread from person to person. The regional office of the Department of Health has yet to issue an official statement regarding the suspected monkeypox case. While Zero, head of the Regional Epidemiology and Surveillance Unit, said the DOH has not yet investigated the case. He also reminded the public that monkeypox can be transmitted through skin-to-skin contact and can be fatal if not treated promptly. I'm just double checking the one I already covered. Okay. I'm having technical issues here. Now let's get into the international headlines. China plans to voice serious concerns on Taiwan and other security issues in upcoming talks with the United States, state media said Sunday. China will focus on addressing and expressing serious concerns, clarifying its firm stance, and making stern demands regarding the Taiwan issue, development rights, and China's strategic security, state broadcaster CCTV reported, citing a senior foreign ministry official. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is due to visit Beijing from August 27 to 29, where he will meet with China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi in the bid to manage tensions ahead of U.S. elections in November. This will be the first visit by a U.S. National Security Advisor to China since 2016, although other senior officials, including Secretary of State Attorney Blinken, have visited over the past 2 years. The Taiwan issue is the first insurmountable red line in U.S.-China relations, and Taiwan independence is the greatest risk to peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait, CCTV said. The U.S. must adhere to the One China principle and the three U.S.-China joint communiques and fulfill its commitment to not support Taiwan independence, it said. Beijing and Washington have clashed in recent years over the self-ruled island of Taiwan and other flashpoint issues such as human rights, trade, and the South China Sea. Relations have stabilized somewhat since Presidents Joe Biden and Xi Jinping met in San Francisco in November for talks that both sides described as a qualified success. A visit to Taiwan by then U.S. Second House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in 2022 triggered China's biggest ever military exercise around the island involving warships, missiles, and fighter jets. It is now 6:11 in the evening and Cool News at 6 will be right back.
Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. You're listening to DZYW Cool FM. Cool FM is a TVH Group of Networks radio station based in Tondo, Manila.
Welcome back to koolNews at 6. Let's continue with the headlines now. Taiwan will dispatch a senior diplomat to a key forum in the Kingdom of Tonga this week, seeking to reinforce ties with its shrinking list of Pacific Island allies. The South Pacific was once seen as a bastion of support for Taiwan's claim to statehood, but China has been whittling this down. In the past 5 years, Solomon Islands, Kiribati, and Nauru had all been persuaded to sever diplomatic links with Taiwan in favor of China. Deputy Foreign Minister Chin Chong-Wang will lead Taiwan's delegation at this year's Pacific Island Forums, hosted by Tonga. Taiwan's foreign ministry said he would meet with representatives from friendly Palau, Marshall Islands, and Tuvalu, 3 of the 12 nations or states that still diplomatically recognize Taiwan. These meetings would convey that Taiwan attaches great importance to peace, stability, and development and prosperity in the Pacific region, the ministry said. Palau faces an election later this year in which the country links to Taiwan and a potential switch to China figure as major campaign talking points. China's presence has loomed large over this year's forum, even before it has officially opened. Red and white signs on the main street of capital Nuku'alofa told China aid and visions of a future shared with the Pacific Plus One Archie. One such project was the indoor stadium that will host the conference when it starts on Monday, a $25 million gift from Beijing. Since they last met, the forum's 18 scattered members have been buffeted by economic headwinds and escalated competition between the United States and China. Beijing has been painstakingly courting Pacific nations, using its large say to build government offices, sporting venues, hospitals, highways, and more. Fearful that China could spin this into a permanent military presence, the United States and Australia have responded by dishing out aid, inking bilateral agreements, and reopening long-dormant embassies. Give me one moment. A flash flood following torrential rains on Indonesia's eastern Ternate Island left 11 people dead on Sunday. Search and rescue teams working with local residents recovered 10 bodies in Rua village in North Maluku province. The team was working to retrieve one more body, according to Bram Matya Temara, an official from the island search and rescue agency. The flash flood swept away residential areas and cut off the main road and access to Rua. Dozens of houses and buildings were buried in mud. Heavy rains caused frequent landslides and flash floods in Indonesia, where millions of people live in mountainous areas or near flood plains. Again, give me one moment. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant announced a 48-hour nationwide state of emergency from 6 a.m. Sunday after the Israeli military launched what it called preemptive strikes in Lebanon. The declaration on the state of emergency enables the IDF or Israeli military to issue instructions to the citizens of Israel, including limiting gatherings and closing sites where it may be relevant, Gallant said in a statement issued by his office. I am convinced that there is a high probability of an attack against the civilian population in areas of the country where the declaration of a special situation did not apply, he said, referring to previous local emergency measures. I hereby declare a special situation on the home front in other areas of the country. The situation is valid for 48 hours starting at 6 a.m., Gallant said. In a separate statement, the Defense Ministry said Gallant briefed U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin on the overall situation. We have conducted precise strikes in Lebanon in order to thwart an imminent threat against the citizens of Israel, Gallant told Austin, according to the statement. We are closely following developments in Beirut, and we are determined to use all the means at our disposal in order to defend our citizens. The statement also said that the two leaders discussed the importance of avoiding regional escalation. And the United States said its commitment to Israel's defense was ironclad and that it was postured to support its ally after the Israeli military said Sunday it had launched strikes in Lebanon to prevent a major attack by Hezbollah. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin had spoken with Israeli counterpart Yoav Gallant about Israel's defense against attacks by the Iran-backed Lebanese militant group, Pentagon spokesman Major General Pat Rader said. Secretary Austin reaffirmed the United States' ironclad commitment to Israel's defense against any attacks by Iran and its regional partners and proxies, Rader said in the statement. A Pentagon spokesperson added in a separate statement that the United States has been very clear that it is postured to support the defense of Israel. Gallant announced a 48-hour nationwide state of emergency in Israel from 6 a.m. Sunday after the military launched what it called preemptive strikes in Lebanon. The Israeli Defense Ministry said Gallant had briefed Austin on the situation. We have conducted precise strikes in order to thwart an imminent threat against the citizens of Israel, Gallant told Austin, according to a statement. U.S. National Security Council spokesman Cian Saveb said senior U.S. officials have been communicating continuously with their Israeli counterparts at the direction of President Joe Biden, who was closely monitoring events in Israel and Lebanon. We will keep supporting Israel's right to defend itself, and we will keep working for regional stability, Saved said in a statement. Hezbollah issued a statement Sunday announcing large-scale drone and rocket launches targeting deep into Israeli territory in retaliation for the death of his military commander in an Israeli strike last month. And now let's get into some showbiz entertainment news now. Well, this is a contributed article from our fellow cool TJG, so let's get into that one. Linkin Park is counting down to something. On Saturday, August 24th, The Rock shared a mysterious 100-hour countdown timer on his social media accounts with a link to the group's official website. At press time, LinkinPark.com featured a YouTube live stream with the same timer and accompanying live chat filled with fan speculation, much of it anticipating the announcement of a new vocalist to replace lead singer Chester Bennington, who died by suicide in July 2017 at the age of 41. I hope they announce the new singer LP deserves to continue with their legacy, one user wrote in the chat. Another friend asked if LP has a new writer and it's female, who do you want it to be? Linkin Park's countdown timer is scheduled to end on Wednesday, August 28th. Earlier this year, sources told Billboard that the band members were mulling on possible 2025 reunion tour and considering hiring a female vocalist to succeed Bennington. In late April, booking agency WME was taking offers for a potential Linkin Park tour along with headlining festival dates featuring Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda, Brett Delson, and Dave Farrell, the sources said. The band had not indicated who would sing on behalf of Bennington, but one source told Billboard that LP was hoping to find a female vocalist to front the reunited group. Feeling speculation at the time, Ortiz J. Gordon said he had heard rumors about a Linkin Park reunion while appearing on Ward in the Empire on KCAL 96.7. And just before we wrap up with cool news at 6, our fellow DJ Sen has an announcement. Go ahead, DJ Sen.
Thank you very much, Cairo. As many of you know by now, I have recently announced my first retirement on Cool News, and it did happen for just a couple of days ago. However, I have only realized that the time that I currently have is still pretty much large, and it's also inevitable for me to announce that I am coming out of my first retirement and subsequently return to the news desk. Yes, it's very relieving for me to announce this for everybody. And for your knowledge and information, I will be returning to the Cool News desk tonight with Cool News Prime Time starting tonight and every Sunday Prime Time. Yes, although this has not yet been approved by any other higher ups regarding Cool FM and Cool News as a whole, I have made my decision that, hey, I should go give it a try because why not? I have plenty of time. I still have plenty of time. In fact, I can let's just say I have decided to forbid and let go of the opportunity for me to do the 4 p.m. newscast in favor of the Sunday prime time slot for me. I have made this decision all by myself, even though there are no consultations here whatsoever. So again, the dry run will start tonight at 9 on Cool News Prime Time. It's my return, so good luck to me.
Oh yeah, good luck to you, man. So, what I have one question. What about the cool news at 6? Will that is being considered?
Well, considering that I have my school duties and essentially the embodiment of saying that I am no longer available that compared to the time where I used to, I have made my decision not to get involved into the return of Cool News at 6, although I will still continue to appear on Cool News at 6 depending on my availability. But regardless, I find the Sunday primetime slot as my last resort, my last decision, and in fact, my final one, so that everything will be right on time for me at least. I still have to adjust the new environment, the new time right here on my own personal point of view. I really need to adjust a lot, and thinking that me returning to the news department and subsequently take over the Sunday primetime slot is probably for the best, not only for me, but for everybody, those who are involved. And in all seriousness, I really wanted to take this time slot. I really wanted to take the Sunday prime time slot. And this has been going on for such a very long time now. And it is up to me in the end. And that decision was an absolute yes.
That's awesome. So yeah, anything else before we go? Anything else do you send to you want to say to
Well,
the viewers?
apart from saying that my program will start tonight at 7, which is in less than 28 minutes time, that is it for me.
Thank you very much, DJ Sen. And that is it for Cool News at 6. I'm Caro, and we will see you later for more news headlines with Cool News Primetime at night with DJ Sen. Good evening.